There is only one Guineas. He's a beautifully bred horse. We hope that ultimately he's a Derby horse in the making, and as we all know, they say the Guineas is the best trial for the Derby. We decided that it had to be right to give him an opportunity on a course he's won at. We're hopefully run a big race.
He's changed a bit physically from 2 to 3. That physique combined with his pedigree, the damn side of his pedigree, was what was initially drawing us towards going up in distance with him and possibly considering the Dante, and we've decided to go for the Guineas, which is obviously very exciting.
Well, Charlie and Mark sent him down to have a piece of work at the Craven meeting, and it was really a question of giving him a proper blowout and just seeing if he could, go well within himself with them, and he did, and he absolutely, he was very impressive.
Well, as much as anything, it was to try and learn a bit more about what trip we needed to go over this year. Something you can't quite replicate at home, that away day experience, and to take him to the Rolly Mile, that was a contributing factor to giving us confidence to run him over the mile on the first start of the year. We've had so many horses, good and bad over the years, that have gone to Newmarket and run absolute stinkers, and then come out and done very well. And it is a track that, obviously the dip can really unsettle unbalanced horses. Well, I guess it's one thing that, one variable that you can rule out. Some people will be going into the race wondering whether they'll handle the dip and the undulations of Newmarket. We've been there once in a race and once in a racecourse gallop, so that's one variable we don't have to worry about. He's won with a bit of cut in the ground, but at the same time, looking at the forecast, it's almost certain to be on the faster side of good. But that's not something that holds any fears for us either. I think that's what Highclere is all about, to compete at the biggest meetings. It's fantastic for us, fantastic for Highclere, and it's an association that we're very proud of and we hope can flourish in the future, but particularly in the short term. All through last season we were obviously hoping she was going to nail a black type race, and she ran with such incredible credit every time she did run. Placed in 2 Group 1s. Through the winter, the Nell Gwyn was always the plan. To have won it how she did was absolutely amazing, and shows that not only she's trained on, but it looks like she's progressed a fair way as well.
She's in great shape. She's been a very straightforward filly to train. Never seems to take much out of her at Newmarket, and look, she's been training good. She's done a gentle bit of work on Saturday morning, and all systems go for next Sunday. She was busy enough at 2, she ran 8 times and got plenty of black type, confirming her pedigree as well. She's by a claim out of a Teofilo mare, and the claim was his best at 4, and needs no introduction. Teofilo, who obviously improved with age. She's a dream syndicate horse. Jake Warren, who buys her breeds up horses, my nephew, who's got a great eye, inherited his father's eye, John's eye. He was mad about this filly, and we were whooping with delight when we got her, and this filly stood up like a queen. And Jake kept using that word queen. A year later, virtually to the week or 2, running in a classic is an absolute dream come true, and we're hugely excited. Last night I was looking through some of the opposition that we're going to be taking on, and they don't have a huge amount of Newmarket form. And the one thing she has is she's very well balanced. She went to Del Mar and handled it round there. She loves Newmarket. She gets rolling sort of just before we get into the dip, and obviously we dropped her back to 7. It's a stiff 7. We made plenty of use of her, and she ended up sort of near the cricket pitch at the top afterwards. She wasn't stopping. She's bred to get the mile, and she was Group 1 placed at 2 over a mile, and very nearly won a Breeders' Cup over a mile. So I'd be pretty hopeful that she'll get the mile at 3. James Doyle will ride. James has ridden her several times. He was 2nd in the Rockfell on her and was 3rd in the Fillies Mile. So he's ridden plenty of winners for Highclere and plenty of winners for us. So it's good to have him back on board. To have a filly that's as good as her with a 16 to 1 chance for the Guineas, who's won a classic trial, is it's amazing. It means a lot to even be here in this position, and hopefully we can run a big race on the day.